Although words like Vedic and Hindu are used interchangeably, technically speaking, the Vedic period is pre-Buddhist and over 3000 years old, while Hinduism as we know it today took concrete shape around 2000 years ago when the Ramayana, Mahabharata, and the Purans reached their final forms, along with the Dharma Shastra, Artha Shastra, Karma Shastra, and the Moksha Shastra. Bhakti peaked only 1000 years ago. Throughout, however, there are some ideas that were consistent. But can we call these ideas values? Come, let us know about them.
Of Vedic values. The concept of universal values, which we can find in the corporate world also, comes to us from the Abrahamic mythology, where the God of Abraham puts down a set of rules and commandments or values about how humans are supposed to conduct their lives. These rules and values are transmitted by the messengers known as prophets. They are meant for all humans, for Abrahamic mythology believes everyone is equal before God and his rules and values apply equally to all. However, very few people agree on what the correct set of rules and moral values are. This disagreement leads to fights between Jews, Muslims, and Christians, popularly known as the Crusades. A secular nation simply replaces God with we the people or the state and uses the same Abrahamic model of governance based on the rules or values that everyone is supposed to follow. The Vedic worldview is very different. It is not based on rules or values, rather on the evolution of the mind. Therefore, nature, Prakriti, came before culture, Sanskriti. It functions as per the law of the jungle, where the might is right and only the fittest survive. And so, driven by hunger and fear, animals establish food chains, pecking orders, and territories. Human beings are animals with imagination. We have the ability to not subscribe to this jungle way. We can help the helpless or provide resources to help the unfit survive. We do not form packs or herds. We do not have to dominate others or be territorial. This is dharma. When we do not do that, when we are not in line with our potential, we are following adharma. Humans have the ability to think of others, Paramatma, beyond the self, Jivatma. When we do that, we come in line with our potential. We are then evolving. That is why in Ramayana we have a rule-abiding hero, Ram, and a rule-breaking villain, Ravan. And in the Mahabharata we have a rule-breaking hero, Krishna, and a rule-following villain, Duryodhan. The problem is not about the rules or the values. The problem is also not about the obedience or disobedience. The problem is the animal within that refuses to rise to its human potential of empathy. In the Vedic worldview, the focus is not on the rules and values or obedience and punishment. The focus is primarily on dharma and engaging with others with awareness, while working towards reducing our own hunger and fear. Intense hunger and fear nourish the ego, aham, and takes us away from divinity, atma. When humans seek to dominate and control other people for self-aggrandizement, it is aham at work. When we enable people to empathize with each other and seek to delight rather than to defeat and control others, then Atma is at work. Rules and values are just hygiene. In the end, the question becomes, does one work only for self, Jivatma, or is one concerned about the others, Paramatma? Both Rama and Krishna worked for others. Ravan and Duryodhan worked for themselves. We are all in between, moving towards Dharma and Atma. We can say, while the Abrahamic religion of the world and the secular society values are policies to improve the world, Hinduism values psychological evolution and empathy instead. This can be exasperating to the impatient. But then, what is the hurry? The world is limitless, and as per Hinduism, this is but one of our many lives. Thank you.